What's up, everyone? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your host, Bogart Scott. We're gonna get right into this thing.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
What's up? It is week 12. We're getting close to these fantasy playoffs here. How you guys doing? How you feeling?
Oh, well, stuffed, still from Thanksgiving, but luckily the show is late enough to where I can still take care of some of that stuff before we got started.
Late enough for you. We're over
Yeah, late
on
enough for
West
me.
Coast time.
That's right. No, I'm Central Time, so it's 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning, week 12, ready to rock and roll with start-sit decision questions here. I have plenty myself, so I'll be bouncing them off of you guys throughout the show.
Yeah. How did you guys fare last week with Jonathan Taylor?
Oh, I lost both matchups I faced against him. I'll tell you that. I had Austin Eckler. I had Austin Eckler on a team, and I lost because I was facing Jonathan Taylor. So.
Oh man, I survived Jonathan Taylor thanks to
Wow.
Austin Eckler in one of my leagues. So, we survived it. We got Bogart down there getting the family ready.
Yeah. But no, unfortunately, I had a lot of guys put up some duds last week too, so they didn't help my teams in certain areas when I needed them to.
He decided to wake up right when the show started.
No problem, man. No problem.
No worries. We're good. We can handle it.
Yeah. I got my coffee going, my Thanos cup over here.
Mine is brewing.
That's what's been happening to my fantasy team, unfortunately. They've been snapped out of existence.
DeAndre Swift. I had DeAndre Swift last week. I had Darren Waller playing everywhere. So both of those guys getting knocked out, wasn't great. David Montgomery had like a meh game, and I started him everywhere. So, Thanksgiving, not a great start to the week, but let's hope that today's slate's a little more normal. People stay injury-free, and they can help you get some fantasy points in your lineups.
Hey, did you call him David Montgomery?
I did. Because he was very meh. I mean, what did he give me? 10 points ain't bad. But it was kind of it was underwhelming versus the Detroit Lions defense where you were hoping they'd just smash, but
yeah,
exactly.
Happen. I think I had him as like a top 12 running back, I think maybe even top 10, and that was super disappointing.
Well, he's definitely there right now. So far on the week.
That's true. Right now I'm right.
Everybody
we'll see how it holds.
Everybody just got to play shitty, and then we'll feel good about our David.
That was solid advice.
That's actually true. I have another one. I know we haven't even gotten started, but I have so many guys that are just questionable and stuff. But I guess we can get there. Yeah. But I have a running back flex question. It's just so many guys that are questionable and splitting time. It's like, who the heck do I want in my lineup?
Bogart, did you face Jonathan Taylor in any leagues?
Of course I did. That's why he went so crazy. I did not survive the Jonathan Taylor shit.
Oh, I faced him in one league and I survived it.
21 leagues, and I played him in I want to say 4 leagues. I played against him, and I have 0 Jonathan Taylors.
As do I.
Yeah, what's funny is I have 0 Jonathan Taylors, but I have 1 Austin Eckler, and that was the league I faced Jonathan Taylor. So I was able to survive the onslaught there. But
I've been starting Emmanuel Sanders, and he's basically it feels like he's giving me zeros right now. So that's one of the reasons why I lost with Austin Eckler still in my lineup to Jonathan Taylor. The other guy had Elijah Mitchell, who was like a 0, and he still beat me. It's crazy. 51 points in that league.
Bring up Jonathan Taylor specifically for this segment. We're getting into it early this week.
All right.
Hopefully Bogard gets back here.
Let's go.
All right. We got Hoodwink, where I'm going to give you guys 3 facts. 2 of these are correct. 1 of them is false. You have to spot the lie. So this
All right.
time, Jonathan Taylor last week put up 51.9 fantasy points and half-point PPR. Now, these players are 3 players that he has last week. His points outscored their season total
Oh, in half point.
in half-point PPR.
All right. Let's see.
David Johnson,
Oh,
Sony Michelle, or Dearness Johnson.
Damn. I'm probably gonna go.
so wait. We're picking the one player that he has scored more points.
No,
Then-
so the fact is he's outscored all 3 of these. So one of these is incorrect.
Okay, got you. I already know my answer.
Oh, okay. He's outscored all 3 of them, but one of them is incorrect.
I'll let Bogarts go first here. Let him mull it over. But I think I know this one. Now watch me be super confident and get it wrong, because I'm usually not confident.
I feel like you know it because you know Texans.
Yeah, he's definitely scored more points, I think, than David Johnson just with last week in a half PPR setting. I think David Johnson's probably mulling somewhere between like the low 40s, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have David Johnson anywhere, but I would think that he's something like. I mean, he's still on waiver wires in most places, so definitely scored more points than him just last week. I think he didn't have more than 50 points in the season.
I'm gonna say it's my man De'Aaron is scared stupid. He hasn't
Right.
scored.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you there. I think Dearness had a huge game a couple of weeks back, and maybe even had 2 weeks in a row where he could have put up more than, if you combine just those 2 games, he might have somewhere close to 50 points. So I think I'm going to go with Dearness.
It's the half point that makes me unsure about De'Aaron, but I'm locking it in.
I'm agreeing with Bogart this week, and watch me be wrong.
You guys are both correct.
All right.
Yes. No, it's he has 7 more points than what JT did
Jonathan.
last week.
In 1 week.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh wow, man.
And surprisingly, who was the other person we were talking about?
David Johnson.
David Johnson has 1.4 less points on the season than what he did. So
Yeah, so I
was
think I saw that he was like hovering in the 40-point range in half PPR last week. So I was like, or close to it 2 weeks ago or something like that. And I know that he had like 13 carries for like 18 yards the other day.
Yeah.
So that's like 1.8 points. Plus he had, I think, 3 targets and he only caught like 2 of them for like another 10 yards. So I was like, there's no way. Like that's his season. That's his game average. He's giving you like 2 points, 3 points a game. David Johnson.
yeah.
Is. So
Sony Michelle has 49 points on the season. So
yeah, I mean that one is
Even
because
worse.
Henderson takes the bulk of that stuff, and he only Sony only comes in when he's gone, which is often. I have
I
Henderson in
remember
several
the
leagues.
panic people were having though when Sony first went there.
Oh yeah. No, I wasn't too worried. I was worried about Henderson being able to stay healthy, which is kind of proven to be a thing because it seems like he
Yeah.
leaves the game like
If
4
anything,
or 5
Sony
times.
helps that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't keep him healthy longer, so I like that.
Yeah.
Henderson.
And like Henderson, I mean, it's what's crazy is like they just, Sean McVay's like, all right, I got to give like 90% of the snaps to one guy. Like this is what he does. And that's what he was doing, or he's been doing. So
Yeah, I think it hurts McVay's offense if he has guys going in for certain downs and stuff like that. He likes that one guy in there. That way he can just run anything out of any look, line him up wide at receiver, whatever it may be, and then bring him in. And so he likes that
I
versatile.
mean, honestly, I think
back.
it's smart to do just because like it's harder for a defense to react. It's like, oh, they got their pass catching back out on the field.
Exactly.
They're probably not running the ball. They can, react to it. If you have a back that does it all, they can't react.
Exactly.
All right, so we got Lamar Jackson back this week. He's over whatever that illness was that he
Stomach
had.
bug.
Yeah,
stomach bug,
which
I
he
guess. I mean,
seems
I
to
don't know.
catch a lot. It's odd.
I'm thinking ever since he was last year, he had COVID for a while. I think maybe his immune system's been a little compromised, or he has Crohn's or something, and he just doesn't. Well, he's embarrassed to admit it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of those players won't do. Like they don't want to tell people if they have some sort of sickness because it'll affect their contracts.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's frequently
back this
ill.
Week.
But see, here's where he's fucking up. He clearly has irritable bowels, right? And like, he's without telling the truth, he's preventing himself from getting, Pepto-Bismol endorsed
Sponsorships, yeah.
Bro, there's a whole market.
And
yeah, especially for his fantasy managers.
Which, I mean,
they probably have IBS also.
Because post Thanksgiving, that could be dangerous.
Uh-oh.
I pooped my pants a few times because of Lamar.
Yeah. How you guys throwing him in your lineup? No fear, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's playing, you play him, right?
Yeah.
It's more of an illness kind of thing. I know that he looked really bad last week, supposedly, when he's pulling into the stadium and stuff like that. So you might want to just monitor the way he looks, going into the pregame or whatever. But I think he's all go. He's all systems go. Fire him up.
Baker Mayfield has lost all injury designations throughout the week, which he had multiple at the beginning of the week.
It doesn't matter.
This is blasphemous. This is just blasphemous because we all know he has the fully torn rotator cuff, and it don't matter how much duct tape you put on it. You still can't remove him from the Q list. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they put Flex Seal on it. That thing can float a boat with Flex Seal that you saw in half. I saw it.
I mean, they're trying to stay afloat with Baker, right? They're like,
yeah, more.
I don't
Flex
know why.
Seal.
I don't know why they didn't turn the reins over to who's the backup there? Case Keenum. He won a game.
Speaking of the Browns, though, I'm happy to see Freddie Kitchen get another shot out there. He's got promoted, took Jason Garrett's job. I'm like, there we go. How can things get any worse? I heard people talking him up, and I was like, do they not remember the Browns?
Short memory. I mean, people forget that the Browns were ass for like 10 years, and they didn't win. There were like multiple seasons where they didn't win a single game. So they're
and
quick
he was
to
part
jump on the new hotness.
Several ways.
Right.
Like he had several jobs there, including head coach, but not just the 1 year as a head coach. He was staff prior to that, just being bad, like for years.
Just in that system.
Good for him. The Giants
for him
are
to
like, we found a diamond in the rough.
He's going to bring the Giants to new heights or lows or whatever.
Yeah. So speaking of, I mean, it's not even injury related, but are you guys expecting any increase or any change in the Giants offense? Like, are we expecting Kenny Golladay to get more involved?
I was going to say, I would hope that Kadarius Toney would get more targets and they manufacture more touches for him, but he cannot stay healthy. I think he's been ruled out already with a quad injury for this week, which stinks because I'm like holding on to him on my bench and I haven't even had the opportunity to play. Yeah, I haven't even had the opportunity to play him yet. So still a stash, I suppose. You want to see what the offense looks like this week, I guess, with the new OC in there.
Absolutely a stash, because like he's a dude that let's say he gets healthy and gets on a roll during fantasy playoffs, like that's a dude that could help win you a championship. I mean, not single-handedly when you won like a Jonathan Taylor or something, but he could help.
I like where you're
definitely.
I do like the direction you guys are going because without Jason Garrett there, clapping on the sidelines, trying to out-coach himself, trying to call a masterful game, but really it's just like there's no identity to stick to.
I was losing my mind when Saquon Barkley had 3 carries in the first half, but then, they really, decided to confuse the defense and only give it to him 3 times in the second half as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well played. No one saw that coming.
Not a soul.
The whole knock on them right now is like they have all this talent and they're not even using it, whether it's because of health issues or not. So I think it would be smart that, this whoever's, Freddie Kitchens should make the decision like, all right, we're going to run the ball with Saquon and we're going to throw it a lot at Kenny Golladay and call it a day.
He needs to get this thing cooking.
Yeah, like just throw the ball, especially when you're paying someone like Kenny Golladay what you're paying him. if he's healthy.
Yeah, is he healthy now? Right, he's finally healthy, so might as well just
Yeah.
throw it to him now.
Yeah.
Kenny Galladay, Saquon, both healthy. Like, just feed. Like, there you go. You got 2 focal points. You can just design plays back and forth to them.
Right. Yeah, and Evan Ingram needs to just retire.
Yeah, he could. No, he's not even a good blocker. I don't know what he could do. He could be a decoy.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what he's done best his whole career.
Yeah, but the only problem is Danny Dimes doesn't realize he's a decoy, so he throws him the ball sometimes. And Evan Ingram does know he's a decoy, and decoys aren't allowed to catch the ball, so he does a great job swatting it down.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, you know, I mean, what he could do is just like get hurt. You know what I mean? And then he's just on the side because everything. Here's the thing, man. Evan Ingram's not a blocking tight end, so you can't put him in line. You can't do anything sneaky with him. He's just a big slot. You know what I mean?
He's a big slot receiver.
Getting back to the injuries, Aaron Rodgers has a broken big toe.
COVID.
Yeah. So are you guys worried? He says he won't miss any time, but are you guys worried that this affects his production at all? I mean, a big toe is actually important.
Yeah, I think you're looking at kind of the way he, hopefully a little bit better than the way he performed last week. But I mean, he still has QB1 upside. He can stand in the pocket and fire it. He doesn't need his arm he doesn't need his toe to throw the football. So I think that we don't have to worry too much there. Plus, you got AJ Dillon, and hopefully Aaron Jones is he's going to be involved in this enough to where he gives you some fantasy points if you start him. So I think they'll kind of try to lean on the run game, keep him standing straight up, give him some good protection, maybe bring in some, more tight end sets, figure something out, right, to keep him protected when he does have to throw the ball, maybe some quick outs, a lot of Randall Cobb maybe today, maybe some more use of the tight end. But I think Aaron Rodgers will be just fine. He's Aaron flipping Rodgers, relax. Even with a broken toe, he's playing through. He played through it last week. I'm pretty sure it was broken last week, which is why you kind of saw his performance kind of up and down. But I think that he'll be fine. I think that he still has the outcome or the range of outcome where he could be a middle QB1.
And I do agree with you. The ball's going to come out quick because you have the likes of like Aaron Donald and who else you got there? Von Miller now, Leonard Floyd,
everybody.
Yeah.
Got the whole league coming at him, right? And last week I Minnesota, but he still went for like 380 and 4. You know what I mean? So, and that's on a broken toe. You know what I'm saying? But what was crazy is it was a testament to how bad Minnesota's secondary was. You know what I mean? Like they were going down the field in like 3 plays. You know what I mean? 50-yard chunks and shit like that. But
I mean, you might just see a dip in production, not because of his toe this week, but because of that defense and because they just watched San Francisco dismantle the Rams.
Yeah, and you could run on the Rams. Like that was
and that's exactly how San Francisco did it. So you may see a lot of AJ Dillon, a lot of Aaron Jones during this game, and not so much throwing the ball. So I think I might have Aaron Rodgers as like a low end QB1 this week.
Yeah. The game, but here's another thing too: is the game script should be there. Like I mean. I don't want to reverse jinx this game because I do this all the time with the games I want to shoot out. Like and you know what I'm saying? Because this is a game that I do want to shoot out. You know what I mean? And so that there is the high probability that he's going to have to throw the ball a ton. They're going to run the ball and control the ball a lot, but like if that puts the Rams in a position where they got to score quick every time, you know what I mean? It's going to come a time where you can't run the ball anymore. This could be a game of whoever has possession last wins the game. You know what I mean?
All right, guys. Here's one. I think I kind of talked to Justin about it earlier, but who would you put in your flex here? Jeff Wilson, Ty Johnson, or limited Aaron Jones in what we were just talking about this game where he missed last week and they have a bye next week and we don't know his usage. So Ty Johnson versus Houston, Jeff Wilson versus Minnesota, or Aaron Jones versus the Rams in that afternoon game. Now the problem is Ty Johnson kicks off at 12. And then it's Jeff Wilson and Aaron Jones in the afternoon.
Yeah, and Sheffy, fucking Adam. I think he said like that the reports are Mitchell's going to play.
Right.
Yeah. Man, I think to be honest, I'd play Aaron Jones if he goes.
Okay, but that's the thing. I don't know. So it's either Aaron Jones and risk it, or I'm thinking Ty Johnson and just slide him in that early slate versus Houston with Michael Carter out. He's probably going to get some passing game work as well. So it's a half point PPR. Hey, plug. So
That's
I don't know. I'm still torn here. I wanted to start Aaron Jones, but Justin was saying, he's like, well, what does the projection look like? And I'm projected to be up by like 20, so I think I'm going to go with a safer play in Ty Johnson, knowing that he's going to get probably a lot of work.
I mean, like, usually a tiebreaker to me is I want to attach myself to like a bigger game point total, and that would be Green Bay. But then,
Right.
like you said, we don't know if he's going to play. I mean, it is an afternoon game, so like,
Yeah, they said it's going to be a game time decision, actually. So they're going to test it out up into pregame warm-ups. You never know. I mean, somebody could just be like, well, get a setback and he's not going to play, and then I have 0 points in my lineup there.
Here's the thing: they're mandated to let us know like an hour and a half, like for the betting sites.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'll know within that time. But still, like, here's one thing I worry about Ty Johnson is Zach Wilson going to come in and really check it down? Like, do you think he learned enough sitting behind Wacko, Flacco, and White Mike? You know what I mean? Like,
well, if he doesn't want to get rocked and like have the chance of his knee getting jacked up again, I figured he'd want to check it down and get the ball out of his hands. But maybe he hasn't learned. Maybe he's still that little wild Disney kid, just wants to throw it downfield. I don't know.
That's the one thing I worry about too. And I'm streaming Houston everywhere this week because I think like Houston's a solid play because of Zach Wilson's dumbass. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man. I'm streaming Tyrod. I'm streaming Houston's defense. I've started Cooks. I'm sitting David Johnson.
And
I think Rex Burkhead.
Still.
Yeah, so Rex Burkhead and David Johnson. Maybe Burkhead if you're.
Burkhead.
Yeah.
I gotta be desperate for it though.
Definitely. Like, everybody's hurt. I need to put somebody in there.
But there's
Burkhead's on the wire.
There's fantasy math here for Burkhead because the Jets are giving up 21 rushing TDs on the year to running backs. So that's.
And he's kind of like the bruiser. I think he's going to be the early down guy. Plus, he's still great pass catcher out of the backfield. It just depends on Tyrod because Tyrod's here now.
But here's the thing:
so
he didn't get no targets last week, Rex.
Right.
Rexy, but he got 18 carries. It wasn't for much, but the 18 carries is like that stands out to me in the game script. I think they're going to be kicking the Jets' ass. Like,
yeah, he got 18 compared to David Johnson's 13, and David Johnson turned those into 18 yards. I think Burkhead turned his into 40 plus or something like that. So,
but DJ did get some targets though, right?
He did. He got like 3 or 4 targets, but he didn't do much with them either.
Yeah.
So I think it's more Tyrod kind of just scrambling and being like, I'm in a little trouble. Here's 3 yards. There you go, David. So
we might not want anything to do with this, even though the Jets are like the worst run defense.
That's if any of them may be Rex, but I don't want to. Like I might play. Like if I needed someone, sure, I'll throw them in there if I'm desperate. But it's not something I'm doing with full confidence.
Yeah, let me see what Ty Johnson did last week. I mean,
I'm going to
not very much. 1.8 fantasy points. What the hell?
Well,
is that correct?
Ty Johnson.
I'm going to get us into our segment from Maddie Daddy for the start of the week. I haven't seen this one yet. I usually preview these ahead of time, so I don't even know who the player is. Maybe it helps you.
All right.
Oh, it is the Maddie Daddy Week 12 Mind on My Money, Money on My Mind clock management. I am here from an undisclosed location. So Jay, if you're looking for me, you're not finding me. But I'm here for those yum-yums. Week 12 yum-yums. What do we want, Maddie Daddy? We want Melvin Gordon, RB2 in our lineups. 3 weeks, 3 touchdowns. He's going up against Chargers. Revenge game narrative. This is the place to score. League worst run defense. This is what I want. These are those yum-yums that Melvin Gordon needs. I need in my fantasy team. And just like I'm going to be running wild on the Dominican in December, Melvin Gordon's going to be running wild against those Chargers. Get him in your lineups, guys. He gets the goal line work. 12 most fantasy points in the red zone for running backs. This is a smash play in my opinion. Revenge game. But Javonte, Maddie Daddy, don't worry about Javonte. That's next year. We're worrying about week 12. Clock management, fantasy football, it's the Maddie Daddy, and those yum-yums. Week 12. Yum.
Yum yums.
Okay, well that one didn't help you so much, but hopefully it helps people out there.
Actually, I was making some DFS lineups. You know what I mean? Like Melvin Gordon smashed. Like nobody ever pays up for Melvin Gordon.
Everyone loves Javonte, right? Like I do, and like
of course,
I think Maddie is right. Like everyone got too hype about Javonte. He's great, but this year is still Melvin Gordon's. Like he's still the guy to own there.
Yeah, he's starting every game. You know what I mean? And they're treating him as the number one back. He will typically,
and he's performing there.
Yeah, he's doing great. I would say typically the touch totals are it's marginal. It's nothing, extreme. It's just a slight uptick more than Javonte in most cases. And the fact that Melvin Gordon has a nose for the end zone is what keeps him in that RB1 status, especially for fantasy, because that's 6 points every time he finds the end zone. And he's doing it, I feel like almost every week. So that's a great start right there. And somebody who I think who's been severely overlooked in fantasy football this entire season.
I have a lot of Javonte, and in most of those leagues, I also have Melvin Gordon.
Nice. Right? And you play them both most cases in some, versus bad defenses.
I don't want to. They're going to run both of them enough. The damnedest thing is like, in a lot of weeks, Javonte is getting more of the red zone touches, but he's not hitting pay dirt. And then here comes Melvin Gordon for like 2 or 3 red zone snaps, and he's scoring on one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. He finds the end zone. There's a knack for it.
Their carries haven't been split though. Javonte has been averaging more touches on the ground, but then he also is basically split with snaps. You know what I mean? It's nuts. It makes me mad too, because in like the usage of their running, like if they had one running back getting all those touches, it would be freaking awesome, right? But then, the fact that
or even one of them getting like 80% of those would be incredible.
Yeah, because then it's like the fact that you have 2 guys, it kind of hurts the passing game too. Like that's why we're not seeing any of the Jerry Jeudy blow up games yet, or you know what I mean? No offense. There's like way too many mouths to feed on like a clunky,
run heavy team. Really, if you think about it, they have 3 great receiving options, and it's like, okay, it's going to be one of these guys maybe this week, or they're all going to get like 4 or 5 fantasy points, and it's just going to be a running back heavy scheme. So Denver's scary sometimes, especially this game. It seems like it's going to have a low over under this week.
And you could run like
Adam Schefter just reported that the Corduroy King is back.
Yes, into the lineups, baby. I'm going to do that right now.
Yep. So adjust your lineups accordingly. And for those of you who don't know, that's Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, he was on my bench in a lot of places just because I was worried.
Yep.
But here we
waiting
go.
To see.
Oh man, what are you doing with anybody in the Seattle backfield? Like, oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, I have a league where I'm starting
Alex Collins.
Yes.
Or Travis Homer. Oh no, he's out. He's been ruled out.
Homer's out. Yeah.
I think
DJ Dallas is the backup now, or I don't even know if you call him the backup, the other running back there.
Oh yeah, DJ Dallas.
Who's out? I know Penny's out.
Penny's out. Who was it you just said?
Travis Homer's out.
Travis Homer's out.
It is quote unquote DJ Dallas is the one you could project to do some things.
I know. I need it to be Alex Collins though.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, the game, and you know what's crazy? DJ Dallas can't pass pro worth the shit. You know what I mean? So
Alex Collins or Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, but neither can their offensive line. So
I mean, in that case, man, I'd probably go in Jeff Wilson just because he's
Okay, good. Yeah, I have him in my starting lineup. All right. Okay.
Yeah, he'll be the number 2 guy at worst for San Francisco.
Right, and I mean Mitchell, it's a finger, right? But maybe they'll use Jeff specifically in those passing because they will. Yeah. They'll be like, okay, it's third down. Here comes Jeff Wilson. He can catch the ball or Reddit.
Honestly, the number 2 guy in San Francisco's backfield is probably better than the number 1 guy in Seattle's backfield.
Yeah, yeah.
With how they've been playing.
I just looked at a league. I'm starting Hilliard. Oh my God, what am I doing?
So we got Saquon Barkley back this week. Yeah, Hilliard. A report this morning saying that he should be seeing a lot of work.
Yeah, it's. Well, I heard the same thing about Foreman too, though. So it's.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I know which one. So you just believe whichever one you for the player you have on your team.
Well, I have both of them.
Oh no!
In this dynasty, right? So
they're both true. Then they're both going to see a ton of work.
Running backs, dude. Running backs.
You got to play
Um,
Hilliard's.
Who do I gotta play?
Yeah, Hilliard's the one you got to play because there's no McNichols. Hilliard,
Yeah.
like Foreman, doesn't have like pass catching chops really at all. At least we've never seen it in the league. And then
Well, I got Jeff Wilson there also. I just saw this. What the heck is he doing on
Oh,
the
I'm
bench?
starting
Let's
Jeff
put him-
Wilson then.
Is that because I got Foreman, I got Hilliard, I got Wilson, and then like I got Edwards. Like a lot of these other guys
'cause
are on
like
bye.
you said, there are those conflicting reports, so I would start Wilson over both of them. But if I'm choosing between them, I agree with Bogart. I'm going Hillard.
Yeah, the Tennessee offense is in complete shambles. Everybody's hurt. I don't even think that they have,
Yeah.
a full offensive line either.
Right,
for-
like
they need someone to catch the ball, right?
I don't like to be right.
That's
Well,
really
I have
this-
Elijah Mitchell also. I'm starting both of
But
these.
this
San
was my
Francisco running
fear
backs.
with Tennessee was that Julio. I said Julio Jones would not be there by the halfway point of the season, and then also that I thought the efficiency for Tannehill would like come back to reality, and it wouldn't. He wouldn't be able to do what he's been doing, and unfortunately for him, that did happen. But it was more so due to all of the other injuries.
Right. Yeah, his supporting cast has just dwindled away. It's not necessarily his fault. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to play action when you have like Adrian Peterson in the backfield or whatever.
Yeah, or
They had for some
whoever
time.
this week. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then also like your number 1 and number 2 receivers are gone.
this seems like the work of the evil emperor Bill Belichick himself. I mean, how is it that this is the best team in the AFC, but when they meet Bill Belichick, they're without AJ Brown, beat up Julio Jones. You know what I mean? The whole line. Derrick Henry's obviously been gone. Like it's almost like they put the plan in motion weeks ago. So by the time they meet. Like, listen, if you look it up, I bet you Bill Belichick somehow, some way, or maybe it's his dog. Someone he knows owns that Chipotle that AJ Brown went into a couple. What was it, like a month and a half ago? Remember he had food poisoning. He was fucked up for weeks, man. I'm telling you, bro. This is.
John over here says he's got Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, or Eli Mitchell. Start 2.
I mean, this one's going to kind of work itself out because I'm going to attach my. If Mitchell goes, he's the guy you play because he's
going.
Yeah, he's going.
He's going. So
I would put Mitchell in. Because they're going to probably. Well, man, shoot, both of these teams are going to run a ton. I feel because we talked about Aaron
Mitchell
Rodgers
in there. So you got the.
Oh, he has to choose 2 though.
49ers.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put
okay.
Aaron Jones. If Aaron Jones is active, healthy, good to go, reports are good right before the game. If they decide he's not a go, then you still have AJ Dillon to play. So that way you don't put yourself in a spot where you don't have a second running back to play.
Yeah, the good thing, all these guys are in the second game, so you'll probably get that report before, like we mentioned. You'll be able to get a heads up. Aaron Jones is a full go, and then you can make your choice there.
I'm going Dillon, man. Dillon, even before Aaron Jones' injury, it was like a 45-55 split in favor of Aaron Jones. So Dillon was still getting a lot of work. I don't think I think there'll be a split. We might even see like a 60-40 in favor of AJ Dillon. The one thing that sucks is that when Aaron Jones is there, he's the guy in the red zone. He's the guy in the packages. You know what I mean? Will that change? Maybe because AJ Dillon has been being praised for his pass pro and him being able to catch the ball. Like the past couple of weeks, he's been steady. He just hasn't hit pay dirt. So I'm rocking steady with AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon.
Yeah.
Like I said. Yeah, Aaron Jones is just a little worrisome, but the potential for him to still be there in an important game and be used in and around the goal line and maybe have A.J. Dillon work between the 20s is probably what they're going to try to do. You know what I mean? They trust Aaron Jones a little bit more around the goal line, but he's a smaller back. He's not this big old bruising type. So maybe Dillon – I was going to say maybe Dillon's done enough in the last couple of weeks to kind of warrant those touches, but he really hasn't because he hasn't gotten in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be real cold today too. It's gonna be real cold. You got the boys.
Hey, and AJ Dillon's thick thigh is gonna keep him warm. So
yeah, he'll be fine. No, I don't think you can really go wrong there. Just pay attention to the news, but start Elijah. I mean, Eli's gonna be the guy there for San Francisco today, so might as well just rock with that and know that you have a solid play in that
I
one.
did get a DM from someone asking Hillard or Elijah Moore.
I'd probably go Elijah Moore. I mean, Hilliard, we're banking on him having a floor of like 5 or 6 receptions, right? Because this is going to be that negative game script for them. And New England, by design, allows the pass catching running back to eat because they let you get everything underneath. Everything down the field is always going to be locked down. They're going to let you get things over the middle and out of the backfield. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Duke Johnson always had big games against New England when I saw him play with the Texans.
I mean, even when there was no Nick Chubb against New England, Dearness Johnson. Yeah, he had 6
in the passing game.
Yeah, he just didn't hit pay dirt because they're not going to let you. By design, they'll bend, not break. They won't let you hit pay dirt. So, you know what I mean? That's why I like Dontrell Hilliard this week, just based on
the only fear with Elijah Moore is the quarterback coming back.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's the only fear with him. But I'm taking the gamble on that over a question mark against the New England Patriots, who are on fire, especially on defense right now.
Good point.
So I'm banking on Elijah Moore.
I do lean Elijah Moore with you. I just wanted to make the argument for Hilliard because it is like outside of Atlanta, they're the only ones that didn't eat where the running backs didn't eat through the air. You know what I mean? They're like the third. They're giving up the third most receptions to running backs going into this week.
Another DM I got this morning. Just hop in the chat, people. Gaskin or AJ Dillon or Javonte Williams?
Gaskin or AJ Dillon.
I'm probably still leaning AJ Dillon, but Javonte's pretty close, I guess. But I still probably lean AJ.
Run that by me again. Gaskin,
Dillon,
or Javonte.
Oh man. Okay. I mean, if there's no Aaron Jones, I'm going Dillon, and then if not, it's a slight, I almost slightly Javonte over.
I'm going Dillon. I'm going Dillon on this one.
Javonte, they're playing the Chargers, man. Everyone's running on the Chargers. I mean, I know you got the Melvin Gordon revenge narrative, so I like that, but I think there's enough running rush attempts to go around. For Javonte.
No problem, John. Yeah, I mean, no, I think Javonte is going to be solid. I'm just going with AJ Dillon because I think that I like that. If like you were saying, if Aaron Jones banged up, I think he'll get he's in line to get a huge amount of carries, and he could have a great game.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to get 13 plus carries or total touches, somewhere around the 15. They're going to be similar, Williams and Dillon most likely. But if you have that little thing in your back pocket, though, I'm starting Dillon, and then all of a sudden Aaron Jones is ruled out, and then that points the needle up. You don't have to go back and make that lineup change. It just depends on how you really feel about it. But I like Dillon.
Some people aren't like us and aren't crazy, sitting there watching the games the whole time.
That's true, right? I don't want to forget or mess it. Set it and forget it, and just be maybe go with the other play. I'm definitely always sitting here. I have 3 TVs on.
Yeah, I'm fully engulfed.
Exactly.
So we already talked about Jeremy Mickles being gone, Michael Carter being out, Saquon being back, Antonio Gibson and JD McKissick. They were both on the injury report for Friday with a shin and ankle injury, but both are expected to play. Are you worried about either of them?
Because this is the same. I mean, of course we're worried for
right.
He's been dealing with this shin splint all year, but after the bye week, it was the first week that he was off the injury report. So him being back on it is kind of annoying. But this is kind of course. I mean, even though he's young, they've been giving him a veteran treatment because of the type of workload that they want to give him. You know what I mean? And I'm not worried so much because they said obviously they're expected to play, and they play the Monday game. So Fridays was the Wednesday. That was the Friday was the Thursday. I mean, the Thursday.
Real quick, what's our Miles Sanders expectation? Jordan Howard's out. We got Miles Sanders coming back.
I have him in the lineup. I was going to ask you guys about that.
Has been running the ball very effectively and a lot more as of late.
Yeah, I have tempered expectations, but like I tried to get Miles Sanders. He was my get him for the low. I've been trying to get him because of the rest of the season schedule. They're at home the rest of the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they got the Giants and
No,
like
I'm pretty excited about Miles
Washington
Sanders,
and
this week.
Cowboys.
Yep, and the Jets are in there too. You know the one that like
Yeah.
literally worst run defense. So I love Miles Sanders.
And I think you're right. I mean, if your trade deadline has not passed, he's definitely a trade target because right now you could probably get him pretty cheap. Before
Yeah, so
this
check it.
week.
I got in this league, and this is the St. Jude Bowl one that we did with the fantasy first rounders. So
Cool.
I'm currently in first place right now, but check out this lineup, man. I got Josh Allen, Nick Chubb, Mike Evans, Debo Samuel, Mark Andrews, and then like my flexes are Antonio Gibson, Miles Sanders, Cordell Patterson.
Dang.
And I know, dude. How did I get this team? I wish this was like my team everywhere. And then Elijah Mitchell, and then like on the bench, I got Foreman, Wilson, Hilliard, Marvin Jones, Cole Beasley, Jarvis Landry, and Dallas
That's
Goddard.
amazing.
What platform do you guys use?
This is Sleeper.
Okay, because it's always my obscure platform leagues that like I do better at. Like I like my NFL ones.
Man.
I'm like cruising because I feel like the people in those leagues-
ESPN, I always kill it.
The rankings are so horrible. The way that they do
Yeah.
stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Projections are like whack.
And like people are drafting players they shouldn't be because like it has them projected in places they shouldn't be.
yeah
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, so I'm going to start
What up,
Miles Sanders
BKB?
versus New York
Haven't
this
seen him in a
week.
while.
Listen, man, and then Jordan Howard's out of the way because we'll probably see Kenneth Gainwell get activated back this game. That's fine. It's just because this is going to be a positive game script. Even in a game where he fumbled the ball twice, Miles Sanders last week, getting
Man.
back, and they gave him 16 touches. You know what I mean? They gave him
BKB asking if Seahawks are winning Monday against the Washington football team.
I don't
Shout out to
I
what
don't
up,
know.
BKB. I remember him, man. He's a big Seahawks fan.
Yeah,
know what?
I met up with them.
Listen,
I don't know.
Also,
I'm
BKB, we might be meeting up before the Hawks Niners game, so hit me up.
Yeah, this totally depends on Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you know
It's
what?
just
This is this defense.
They should win this.
get right.
Where are they? Where's this game at? Is it in the clink?
I think it's in Seattle.
I believe so. No, it's in Washington,
Okay.
Oh,
not state.
I'm gonna grab my coffee. I'll be right back.
DC.
Check this out, bro. I don't think they win this game, but this is the get back game for purposes.
Man, are the Seahawks offended by the Washington football team's name? Because the Seahawks are the Washington football team, right?
Wash-
So I was going to say that I think this matchup is pretty similar, except I think that Washington has the edge right now with the running game, considering that the Seahawks have lost like everybody there. So I don't know, man. Russell needs to stop putting weenies on bread and pouring milk over it or whatever, however he's been cooking lately. So he needs to get right.
I'm gonna get
like
to
milk
this
hot dogs.
segment though.
Yeah. Fried.
Stacking dough with Super Draft Pro.
It's so bad. And you know what? You know what else?
Hold on. We're gonna do this new segment.
You didn't even. You totally missed it.
I'll run it back for you.
Yeah, run that back.
Stacking dough with Super Draft Pro.
Yeah. So
That totally flew by.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a quick 10-second little clip. I didn't want to make it too intense.
perfect.
I'm on the phone, so I won't hear any of the audio from the clips.
Oh.
Like I don't.
Oh,
hear-
got it.
All right. So this on Super Draft Pro, it's new DFS, legal in all 50 states. There's a link in the description to this video if you guys want to play. But I want to do a stack. Like, who is a stack you're rolling with for this week?
Oh, I don't think I stacked any players on my NFL lineups on Super Draft Pro, But the one that I did consider would have been Jalen Hurts because his multiplier is huge, and Devonta Smith because he's probably not really heavily owned, and they're playing the Giants. So that would probably be my stack this week. I did make a lineup with Hurts, and then I did a separate lineup, and I threw Smith in as one of my receivers. I did not stack them, however, just to diversify.
One of the ones that I'm doing, dang it, got some.
I mean, I don't want to share all my lineups because I don't want anybody to just copy them, and then we have to split my money with you. But I'm probably winning. Like, I doubt I'm going to be at the very, very top, but it'd be great one of these days. But yeah, if you want to piggyback off some of my players that I got here, that's cool.
I'm going with Matt Ryan and Russell Gage. And it's due to the multiplier and the defense that they're facing, right? Like they're playing the Jaguars, which I'm not afraid of that defense. Matt Ryan has a 1.25 multiplier, and Russell Gage has a 1.75 multiplier, which is crazy high. If he gets a touchdown, then like you won that week. You're winning. You're in the money at that point.
I'm hella mad. I just realized I didn't have any Corduroy in any of my lineups.
Oh, I think I put him in one as a
I don't have him in any of mine because he is questionable, but I have one I'm planning to edit and throw him in.
Because you know what? Here's the thing, too. The fact that he was questionable, a lot of people ain't really going to touch him. But what's his multiplier at?
I could tell you right now. It is 1.35.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. It's tied with James Robinson. I like that too. You know, against the Jaguars defense, like that's awesome.
The games
I think this could be a high scoring game.
I put this game stack in a bunch of my leagues, or not a bunch. I put them in 2 out of the 4 that I set. It was Cam. I stacked Cam with CMC, and that was
interesting.
But it's like
I have Cam as my quarterback and quarterbacking the Devonta Smith team. So I did insert Cam in as my QB on that one.
And then in other ones, I can and every Joe Burrow, I think I have 2 Joe. Yeah, I have Joe Burrow, and I have him in one of my lineups, but I have him stacked with Jamar Chase. I like that stack. And I'm not afraid of a Pittsburgh secondary. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
no, definitely not. Yeah.
And anyone out there, like, we're going to keep doing these segments. So if you guys want to get on Super Draft Pros, you know, and you have questions, you can throw them in here too, and we'll answer those to help you set your lineups for Super Draft Pros.
And sign up with Super Draft Pro, man. Sign up under Clock Management.
There's a link in the description to this video.
We're on there. I'm signed up under Bogart, so we're just all kind of doing it together. It's super great stuff.
Everybody sign up. You know what I'm saying?
And you can do it in all 50 states, which is the best part about it. Like,
right, yeah. So it's a subscription-based service, and you get around the whole gambling thing if you don't have it legalized in your state by subscribing, right? You put whatever your plan is, right? So like me, I'm like on a $40 one, and I get 2 free gameplays with a subscription per day, and this goes from NBA to poker to gaming. You know,
college football.
You're doing fantasy on golf. I mean, they have it all. So the other day I won $1.40 in a couple of NBA free rolls, and I used the dollar and I put it into one of these NFL contests, and then like the prize pool is now like I could win $1,250 if I get first place on this particular one, right? So I did that, and then I won another $1 yesterday in a college football lineup. So I used that and I threw it into another lineup, and so it's just going to keep going. You're going to win your money back, or you're going to win bigger. So it's extremely fun and addicting, and the different style of games is awesome. You don't have just you put a captain in and you do this. You can do head-to-heads. You can make your own multiple flexes. You can make your own contest and invite your friends and put cash on the line. So really cool.
What I plan to do eventually, as we get more people signed up, we'll start doing our own, where I'll host it and I'll send in.
I already got challenged to a head-to-head by I don't even know who, and I was like, okay, buddy, what are we doing here? But it was like hockey. I was like, no, I don't know anything about this right now. I got to do some research.
Hey, you know what's funny is that's how foods are getting foods too, like because there's. The greater population doesn't know hockey, especially fantasy hockey, right? So like, here's this guy. He's probably going around cleaning people up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, $5 game and winner take 9, right, or whatever. Like it is basically almost winner take all, basically. But
I think because there's like a little bit of rake. Right? Like Super Draft Pro would have like $1 rake out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
Yeah, you
I
have
mean,
to. You have to.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, you know, and I think it'll help build a community. I'll eventually, you know, I've been doing like weekly beat the clocks, I call them, where like we'll do stuff with fantasy scores. And eventually I'm just going to move that over to Super Draft Pro, and it'll be beat the clock on there, where it'll be like we all just join a game I have set up labeled beat the clock, and we play against, you guys play against me.
Yeah, I'm pumped to see how my lineups do. It was fun driving home and listening to college football on satellite radio yesterday, and then just, you know, periodically checking my lineups, and everything was in the green. I had 3 lineups going, and I was like, all right, I got $1 here, I got $1 there. Unfortunately, by the end of the day, I lost a couple of dollars, but, you know, some still stayed in the positive, so that's great.
Yeah, I don't even watch college football, and I was winning money on it. just throwing a lineup.
Yeah, I mean, if you had Haskins in a lineup yesterday, he had five rushing touchdowns. He Jonathan Taylored yesterday, so that was awesome. I did as well. My lineup only differentiated from the person who hit first place by 1 player, but for some reason that 1 player decided to give me 0 points. So
yeah, I didn't have any Haskins, so I wasn't in the money.
Yeah, I had Haskins in one. I got Henderson in another, and I had some good players. Doxson and who was the QB that tore it up? Tagliavoa. He had like 54 points. So I had a good lineup. It just didn't. That one guy messed me up. I think it was Bell. I think it was a receiver from Purdue or something like that. Can't remember.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was I had the quarterback from Purdue. And he didn't do so. His multiplier was great, and that's why his multiplier was great. It makes, he needed it. But definitely, if you guys want to check that out there in the fantasy land, man, Super Draft Pro is super cool, very exciting. I've done other platforms, right, but I like this one a lot more than the other ones. Just for I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the multiplier, the fact that you're not limited by budgets. You can pick basically any player. You can construct any roster that you think. If you think a guy's going to hit, if you want Jonathan Taylor and Dalvin Cook, and then you want to throw Christian McCaffrey in as your flex, you can do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I literally did. That's one thing I'll say is that in every single one of my teams, I went with Mixon, CMC, and Jonathan Taylor in the flex every single time.
I got Mixon and I got JT, but I avoided CMC like the plague today. I don't know why.
Miami,
because I have Cam Newton. I feel like Cam Newton's going to be like, nah, I'm going to keep this and I'm going to run it in.
I'm okay with that because I feel like he's like, CMC, get me down there and I'm going to do it, all right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, CMC's going to have like 180 rushing yards or total yards or something. No touchdowns, but I get you.
Well, I'm a end the show here so we could get time set our lineups. But yeah, feel free to hit me up on Twitter if you still have questions. Now you can DM me, but during the show, just hop in the live chat.
Yeah, and then your question will come out here on the screen. We can read it, help you out a little bit easier.
Yeah, makes everything easier. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Week 13.
What's up, everyone? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin. I'm your host, Bogart Scott. We're gonna get right into this thing.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.